The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Does anyone actually know what's going on here?
I literally have no idea.
Help. We're 20 whatever.
Hi.
Hey.
And hello. And welcome back to another episode of 20 Whatever. We are so happy to have you here. We are back at Dear Media Studios yet again. Love to see it. Get used to this.
I know.
Manifest.
Yeah. Clang. Keep looking at it. It's gorgeous, isn't
Yes.
it?
I know. We're looking really good on these couches right now.
I know. I'm obsessed with the setup.
I know.
This is so
it's
crazy.
Great. You look great.
Thank you so much. You
Loving
look
the fit.
great.
Thank you.
I love your top. I mean,
Thank you.
It is the birthday top.
It is the birthday top. We did get these outfits on my birthday.
Both of us.
But yes,
Literally.
these outfits collectively. Collective.
It was her birthday. We were going out that night and had nothing to wear.
Yeah, I literally was like, we are here to find an outfit for me to wear because I have nothing.
Tonight.
In
So,
just a few hours.
Good luck, girls.
Good luck. And it was rough. It was looking bleak because we were shopping for a while.
We did. We stopped at a fair and street fair. That's what we call them, right?
Nope. Flea markets.
Flea market. Can you actually clarify flea market with street fair? What's the difference? Do you think that just
a street fair is like not necessarily for like shopping. Like a street fair is like there's
they have
food and
food.
it's like it's giving like carnival vibes.
Oh, okay.
And it's usually for like a purpose, like for some other bigger cause or
Right.
like program or whatever.
Right.
A flea market is just
clothes.
well, not
strictly.
clothes. No.
No.
It's just like vendors people selling things. That's all it is.
But there was also food trucks at this place too.
There was no food trucks.
Well,
Yeah, but that's just a food truck. Like you go on the side of the street with the food truck and it's just there. And they're parked there because there's a bunch of people there that they know it's not.
no. And I hear it. I'm just looking for clarity because over in Mexico we have a tianguis and that's like also we walk down the street and it's
Right.
like you have like the little vendors, you have the
Right.
food and I'm like, okay, so that would be under the street. No, that would be under
I don't know.
Right,
But I know that this isn't a street fair.
We went to a place that they were selling clothes and cute jewelry.
A flea market, again, is what it is and what it's called. A flea market.
We went to a flea market.
We did.
Take it away, Ernie.
Yeah, take it away, Ernie. Yeah, we did that. And that's where we got these outfits towards the end of our trip to the flea market.
Yeah, actually it was on our way out.
It was on our way out.
Yeah, we were like, okay, let's go like get some lunch. Come back. We'll come back.
Yeah, because
after we're done drinking and eating, we were hoping we would have some motivation and like newfound
yes.
perspective. And then on the way out, we were like, whoa. And it was actually the same store.
It was the same store too.
And we were changing in like the little...
I know, well, because it was outside because again, a flea market. Right. And so they had a little fake makeshift like changing room, which was just like a curtain in the middle of the
And you see like
thing.
arms sticking in. Ryan's like, oh, I'm sorry. It just
Yeah.
Can you zip me up? Give it tits out.
Yeah,
again?
no, literally. But it was great.
Yeah.
And we came out with these cutie little tops and your full set you got going on here.
I'm very happy with my set.
No, it's super cute.
I'm really happy. And I love that we like chose to wear like the birthday outfit. I feel like we're just celebrating you again.
I know.
It was a special, extra special. You turned 28 on the 28th.
Yes. And I've been now 28 for a while now, but it's been nice.
Golden birthday. What was that like? Anything extra golden?
No.
Like, did
No.
it feel anything?
No,
Yeah.
I just decided that I mean, like anything, right? Like nothing really means anything. You just have to decide if you want it to mean something.
Totally.
So the reality is, no, nothing changed. It felt the same. It was like every other day. But I was like, it's my golden birthday. You know, I'm in my late 20s. Let's just make this year a golden year and we'll just start over now.
Oh, I love
This is a new
that.
year. It's my new year.
I love how you claimed not that just that day as the golden like birthday. You're like, this is going to be an entire golden year.
Mhm.
I love that outlook.
Yeah.
And with that like golden outlook on the year, did you plan anything like being like, I'm looking for this in this golden year, or I'm just ready to receive anything because it's golden?
Well, I mean, I'm definitely always ready to receive, open, abundance, amen.
Everything's flowing to me.
Yeah. What is it? I don't chase, I attract. Everything that's for me will come for me. Yeah. So definitely that energy always. But I just was like, you're 28. Like, live it up, bitch. Like that's just really all it's giving is that I'm just really trying to do the best thing for me And I feel like that's been an interesting thing because usually I would be like, I just want to have fun and like have a good time, which that is always my number one priority in life is just to have a good time. That's literally all I'm here to do, please. I just want to have a good time.
We are 7s. So if that means anything to the Enneagram people, we are 7s. So that's like the enthusiast. We are both just looking to entertain and have a good time. And I actually think that I'm glad you brought that up because just I think yesterday I was telling you how I was having the revelation that is, I'm starting to find out that maybe not every single moment of every day is supposed to be enjoyable. And I'm like, oh, hear me out.
Yeah, it's true.
That's factual. But I, up until this point, never thought of that. I was like, but
how can I make every single thing I do, every situation I'm in enjoyable?
Even when I'm working, I'm like, okay.
Even when I'm doing something sad or even when there is a sad moment and I'm like, for sure, but how can I at least make this not as sad?
I'm like, if I have a cup of coffee, I'll feel extra something.
If I hit this pen real quick, I'm like, okay, then I can like feel something.
Just like an extra something. I'm always trying to
elevate,
level it up and have fun. And in this new season of life, I'm starting to realize like, perhaps the concept of understanding and accepting, like truly believing not everything should be enjoyable. So maybe I can like sit in that and like not have the resistance because I feel like that might be a little bit of the situation. Like if we're constantly being like, we have to make this fun, we have to make this fun. When it's not fun, you're like, I have this resistance towards it. So maybe I should just accept like, this doesn't need to be
I've just sit at my desk for 5 hours and that sucks. And it's okay that it sucks. And it's just going to suck for a little bit.
And you don't need to do anything else. Like just be present in that and do that. And is that maturing?
Yeah, just realizing that everything sucks and it's just gonna suck.
That there's times when you're like, damn, where it's like not everything's gonna be like, but I know. So I'm always trying to make everything.
I know.
So, I mean, that's really interesting. And like we just said, that's on maturing and growing and being like, damn, all right, well, and finding like peacefulness in it, actually. That's what I'm also on like the next step. I'm like, peace is good. Peace is good.
My 28th year, I'm hoping to just do the best things for me, even if it's not the most fun thing, but the best thing for me. Yes. I'm going to try to make like the really great decisions for myself and like not shoot myself in the foot or like self-sabotage, which I'm like really good at. I'm really trying to just be like, for sure, but we have to do this. It's for the betterment of yourself.
Right.
So please just do that.
Right. I know. I've even this like idea of like creating like a sim character and being like, and what would she do? What she feels like this, so what do we have to do to feel like that? And just like running with that. So, and before we continue, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
So we're all trying to find ways to beat the system and be better about our credit, right? You know that credit card that you opened when you were in college without telling your parents? Yeah, me too. When it comes time to renting a new apartment, buying a home, or finding a car, bad credit can be a big roadblock. But luckily, Kickoff has found a way to beat the system with a fast and easy way to build credit safely each month. You can sign up for a monthly plan with Kickoff in just minutes and start building credit right away for as low as $5. Without the right boost, credit building can take a lot of time. And Kickoff can help jumpstart your credit so you can get to your goals way quicker. I discovered Kickoff when I was trying to build up my credit, but not just sign up for another credit card. It was super easy and I did it all from my phone and it took me literally minutes. I've recommended this to friends because we're all in the season of life where we're moving apartments and moving cities, and your credit is one of the most important aspects of that. I like that Kickoff has a credit line that's just for credit building and not everyday spending. It's a smart, legit credit hack with no cash and no credit check. It's truly so simple. You make on-time payments, credit bureaus see good behavior, and your credit grows. I also love the autopay feature because I forget, so autopay does it all for me, and it helps me build credit in my sleep, so I never have to worry about missing a payment. You can sign up in minutes on your phone and start building credit right away with no credit check, and you can cancel it at any time. I'm a review girly, okay? I read the reviews for everything. I don't buy anything without reading a review. I can't watch a movie without reading a review. So reading the reviews for Kickoff solidified my decision. Kickoff is the #1 credit building app out there. It has over 100,000 positive reviews on the App Store, and 98% of them are 5 stars. Sign me up. So here's how Kickoff works. Most people have one of the 2 most popular plans with Kickoff. First being the Kickoff Basic, which is the most popular plan at $5 a month. Next is the Kickoff Premium, which is the most powerful plan at $20 a month. Kickoff gives you a credit line for just credit building, and reports it to the 3 major credit bureaus. Kickoff helps you improve these key factors to help determine your credit. The first being your account immediately diversifying your credit mix. Plus, each on-time monthly kickoff payment builds payment history. And lastly, because your monthly payments are so small, your credit utilization, the amount of credit you're using, gets healthier fast. So join over 1 million people building credit with a Kickoff account today. Get your first month for $1 at getkickoff.com/20 today. That's kickoff without the C, getkickoff.com/TWENTY. Special offer applies to new Kickoff premium customers for their first month only, subject to approval and only available at getkickoff.com/20. Terms of offer subject to change.
I'm with it. I mean, I'm a couple months ahead of you, so I'm having revelations every day.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's also adulthood, is just realizing so much every day. You're like, oh, damn, something else. Well, another day, another problem. Hate to say that, but
just constant
it just feels
realizations and constant learning and constant growth. And that's what being a human is. And just like,
and you have to accept that too. I think there's accepting the growth, because you don't have to. You don't have to grow. Just because you get older doesn't mean that you grow. That's not an automatic thing that happens. Obviously, there are a lot of people who could use some growth that are like old, and you're like, girl, you could have just helped yourself, but you have to choose.
Yeah, because there's just those people that are committed to like misunderstanding or not improving.
They're committed to what they got going on. I've always been this way. This is how I am. This is what it is. And it's like, for sure, but it doesn't have to be that way.
And it's scary, I know, to be like, I've been doing this forever. Let me look at it and maybe let me modify it. I mean, that's scary for people. We're such creatures of habit. And it's like the routine, and to step out and adjust would be too crazy.
Be too much.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, people identify with the things that they've been doing and the way they've been their whole life.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think for a long time I got stuck in a narrative of like, well, you just you just have an attitude. You just have an attitude. And I was like, I just have an attitude. So I just have an attitude. Well, that's just how I am. That's how I've always been. Go ask my kindergarten teacher, and go ask my mom, and go ask this. I just have an attitude. I'm sorry. Right. So I was like, girl, you don't have to have an attitude. You probably should fix that right now.
I know. Yeah. I really am always, I hope I never forget, like, encouraging myself to always want to be better. And even when I don't, like, obviously you can feel the resistance, like, well, I've always done it like this. Right. But times change, people change, and we have to absolutely
evolve.
We have to evolve. If not, you're just like, because the world is so, honestly, even with this digital space, is like so quickly changing and everything. So it's like, you have got to adjust. Yeah. Whether you like it or not, or get
with it or get lost. I mean, I say it all the time, but I'm like, either get with it or get lost, because you will get lost in the sauce. And I think that's the other thing too, with like people, people saying that you're a certain way, and then just believing. We kind of talked about this when we talked about labels and stuff, but it leans into like, you see me that way. Also, you have created a narrative for other people as well. You have this problem. This isn't for me.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Or like, in my reality, it's actually, I'm like this.
Totally.
And you are the one with the attitude problem.
Yes.
But for them, they're like, you're the one with the attitude problem. But like, that's your reality.
That is taking me back to, speaking of realizations, the realizations of being villains, and maybe you weren't the villain, and just like that whole story, because it's the narrative.
Right. Yes.
For example, as we've mentioned, Sharpay Evans.
Right.
Everyone thinks she's the villain, and she is the villain in Gabriella's story.
Right.
That is so truthful. Yes. But can we not say that Gabriella is the villain in Sharpay's story?
Right.
Like, she showed up and took everything from her. Her man, her stage, her everything. Like, I would have been bananas about it.
Totally.
And we're all like, look at Sharpay. She's not even... I'm like, no, she wants to put on a good show and nobody cares.
Right. Sharpay is fighting for her life right now.
So it's all about your perspective and all about your reality.
Your reality, yeah. Because just like you said, she was probably the villain and so. And Kelsey's out here fighting her own demons that we don't even know about, and so on and so on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be the villain. Like, I might be the villain in your story, and that's fine, but that doesn't translate to other people's reality.
Right.
And also with it not being other people's realities, it's like you could also be the villain in your own story and not know it because it's you.
When you start getting in your own way or something like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're like, literally.
Oh, it's me. I'm the problem. Yeah. Hate that. I think that messed me up a lot when I was like, oh, I have nobody to blame.
I'm the problem.
And I've been perfect my whole life. So how could it really be me?
Dude, that again is on maturing, realizing that all the fingers are pointing to you and you are the only one that can control yourself and your reactions and everything. God, it's so
I hate it here.
daunting.
I hate being self-aware.
I know.
I hate the self-awareness.
Being in your 20s, be like.
Yeah. I mean, because, for me, I spent like all of my childhood and like teenagehood. Okay.
I like it. Let's run with it. We'll put
teenagehood.
Putting that in the dictionary of 20 whatever.
Yeah,
Teenagehood. Thank you. Look it up.
Yes. The hoods when you're a teen. I spent a lot of that being like pointing a lot of fingers. Like it was everyone else's problem. All my teachers were out to get me. All this stuff, which I think there was some stuff going on. I think a lot of it was valid, but the narrative was that it was never my fault. And I was just sitting there and I was not even talking and I wasn't even doing anything. In my teacher stories, I absolutely was the villain. 100%.
Right. They're like the chatty.
My story, every teacher's the villain. They're the villain.
They were telling you to shut up.
Exactly.
And I love to chat.
Villain.
Bad guy.
Automatically wrong.
I know. And you were just studying to be where you are now.
To chat. So now what?
It's so crazy that
Mrs. Abrams.
Not dropping the last name.
Just kidding. I made that up. But fully made it up. But
I love that.
But right. Check the report cards, babe.
Yeah.
Chatty Cathy.
I know.
I have a podcast.
I know, and realizing that you are the problem. Not even the problem.
You're the hindrance, maybe.
You are the answer.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know what's best for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Other people are not your competition. It's the knowledge you neglect.
Oof, yeah. Oh, bitch. Jessica's jaw on the ground, gooped, gagged.
It's against your own self.
Yeah.
And when we try to pretend that like, I need to do this to other people, put your blinders on because it's all about you and it's for your life. And we always get caught up in doing stuff for other people or because we think that
or thinking that they can really do something in your life. Dude, it's preach because I think it also goes along the lines with like finding happiness in others as well as like all a part of that whole web where for sure. And like people can make you happy and things and all that stuff. But like, not to get morbid, but when you die, baby, you die alone. You were born alone, you will die alone. And everyone lives in their own reality, right? I even think about like my parents. I'm like, wow, they're so in love and they're married and they live together and they got kids and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, right. But my mom is still living in her own world with herself, by herself. She got a man, she got kids and she's got all this shit going on. But still, mostly every decision she makes and everything is right to the benefit of her to like, because she's living her life by herself.
And at the end of the day, all that will matter is what you did with
for
your life.
Yep.
So I hope you were just doing what you wanted. And as we've chatted before, I wasn't doing that for a long time. So I'm very thankful for the maturing and the development that is growth and like seeing this. It's scary, but it is kind of empowering because again, you're like, oh, so it's actually not up to other people. It's up to me. So all I have to do is get out of my own way and just take it.
Yeah. It's interesting because I feel similarly like I also wasn't doing it for myself either, but not in the same way. Like you were people pleasing, but I was blaming everybody. So like similar situation, right? Where we're still not taking control of our own lives and doing things for us, but for different reasons.
Yep.
Like things weren't happening and I was like, well, it's because so-and-so and so-and-so and this. Then you're like, I'll do anything for anybody because then whatever.
Right. And I should be doing this rather than doing what I feel. Which at the end of the day, only you know what is best for yourself. And that is so tea. And I think that that's the biggest nugget of knowledge that I truly believe in. speak on constantly, which is why when you and I chat like every single day, obviously, and we're talking existential life crisis or just like, what should I do or whatever, I'm always like, here's my advice, here's my thoughts. But at the end of the day, only you know what is best for you and what your heart wants and what your soul needs. So as much as I want to advice or like, oh, I think, doesn't matter. Even if your parents or your best friend or your boyfriend, everyone, you have to quiet the noise and really listen to you, what you want and what you need. So
because also you're the only one who knows how you feel. You're the only one who's living the experience that you're living. And even if somebody has good intentions and good advice and obviously listen to the people you care about and whatever the fuck, but like you simply only know. And even the decision that you make, whether your friend said it, your best friend said it, whoever, they don't have to live with the consequence of the choice that you make.
Oof.
Like you do. Even if they're like, I think you should do this, I would do this for sure. But I'm going to do it and I'm going to have to deal with whatever the situation is.
And it's my life.
Right.
I have to do that. And you're like, right. So that's why you should do
what you need to do.
Yeah. And let me ask you, Riayn, when do you think was the first time that you think that you really were starting to get in tune with your gut and be like, I'm going to listen to it and it's guiding me to do that? Do you think you ever felt like a pivotal moment?
Yes. And I won't get into the story because it's like super personal and just like really a lot and I can't get into it. But when I made the choice to move to New York when I was like 21, that was like, I literally was like, if other people would not do this and other people are going to have strong opinions about this, but I have to do it and I'm going to do it and it's going to be a whole thing and no one's going to understand and it might cause a problem, but like I have to. And that was the catalyst of like, this is my life and I can do whatever I need to do for myself and that's what's just going to happen from here on out. And I don't think I ever like felt I didn't feel like I had that power. That's why I was blaming everybody else for everything terrible ever happening to me, because I didn't feel like I had the power to change my life if I wanted to. And it wasn't until I was like, I'm going to New York. Like, I'm so sorry to everybody. Like, I'm doing it. And then I did it and it was a struggle, whatever. But that was like the best decision I've made in my entire life. Like still to this day, like the best thing I could have ever done for myself. And everyone and everything was saying not to do it. And if I would have listened and did the thing, then I mean, whatever, I probably would have been fine, et cetera, et cetera. But like that now is such a pivotal part of my story and like my life. And I wouldn't have done it if I didn't listen to myself because I was the only one really that was like, you should definitely do that.
Yeah.
You know? And
in that moment when you moved, were you like, and this is for me?
Yeah. The whole time I was like, I have to do it. I have to do it. And I'm gonna either regret it or like I'm not gonna benefit from doing this. And I've never felt so strongly to like go against literally everything and everyone to like do this thing for myself. So yeah, I was like 21. Yeah, I was like 21.
I think moving out is kind of one of those like dominoes that starts the process of standing up for yourself, standing up on your feet. I mean,
I was gonna say, when did you feel like you had a moment like that?
I think I had a brief moment when it was after pandemic, and I wanted to move to LA. I wanted to move to LA with you, and my mom was like, "No, you shouldn't." Like, obviously, concern, worry, stay here at the house, etc. And I'm like, right, but I need to go. Like, I could feel this pulling force of like, I have got to get to LA right now. And I felt that after graduation, which is why I was like, I'm moving there. And luckily my mom was like, are you sure? Not that far, right? But still there was that pull of I had to kind of convince my mom to let me go, which is interesting, obviously, because my mother wants me to live, laugh, love, go free. But sometimes you have those situations with parents where they're like, but don't move too far because, you know? And so
like, it's this and this. And like, I'm just trying to, what's best for you. And I'm just trying
what's best for you. And it always was what she thought was best for me. But I obviously knew and could feel in my heart that it wasn't. And so when I moved for the second time to LA or back to LA after pandemic, I remember it being like pretty big because my mom was like, I can't believe like you're actually going. Like, I'm really telling you, like, I don't think it's a good idea. And I was like, I know,
Right.
I hear you.
You're like, no, I heard you, girl.
Yeah. I was like, and I hear you and I respect you and I honor you, but I just need you to know that I have to do this. And she was like, honestly, this is kind of teaching me the lesson that like people will do whatever they want to do, you know? And I'm like, right, just like how you moved, you left Mexico.
And I'm sure
just like how you left Mexico and you moved to the States and you were like, bye.
Yeah, and I'm sure your parents were like, please don't go. Do not go to the States. And girl, you shouldn't have come because now look. Because now look at what we got to deal with.
Now I live in the States.
Right.
I could have been in Mexico. But anyways, there's always time to move there.
Right.
Which, you know what? I think we could
have talked
look
about
into
it.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on the roster.
You'll see us in our 70s in Puerto Vallarta on a beach. Where are they now? It's me and Riayn on a beach. Oh God, it'd be incredible. But all to say, so like I think that was the very first time that she was like, oh, and I was like, oh, am I really gonna like go against what my parents are saying?
Yeah.
Because for so long it was like, what are they?
Like you do that stuff right when you're a kid, and it's like always just like, oh, you can't go to the thing, and you're like, okay, and then you go and like whatever. But like when it was so like anti, like to move, and your parents are like, do not move.
We don't support this. Yeah, it's tough.
It is.
It is so tough. And I used to I still do, but I used to always hold what they were saying as Bible.
Right.
And so them being like, don't go, old me would have been like, copy that. You know what's best for me. But I felt such a pull in my own self that I was like, and you know what? I'll come back if I have to. And I remember telling, and I remember, I remember telling my mom, like, this is honestly your fault because
Right. Say that.
Because of you, I feel empowered to go chase and go do stuff. And I feel like I can fall and it'll be okay. When usually people, I feel like, are fearful of stuff like that. And I was like, I just have such a support here with you and Dad that I feel like even if I fall flat on my face, I'll be okay because I have you. And she's like, damn it, well, you're right. We'll always be here for you. So blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, and and I'm so blessed to have that. So I can't imagine like the people that have to go chase those crazy dreams or moving far away or doing things like that where you're like, oh my God, it's just
the
me.
risk is higher.
The risk is high. And I'm going against my parents.
Yeah.
What am I, it's like, here we go. It's you against the big old world.
Yeah. Yeah. And I look back now and obviously I have no regrets and I'm so glad that I did that. But I also looked at like what then that did for me and my relationship with my parents, but then the relationship with myself. Like I was like, okay, so you can make good decisions for yourself and you are in control of this. Like, okay, so let's really get into the intuitive listening to ourselves so that we can make decisions. Obviously, once you do make it, you're like, oh, well, then I can do anything because I can do whatever I want. And then you start getting crazy with it. But then you get back on track and you're like, all right.
When you feel the power of it, like you're like, oh my God, I can do it. And to be honest, I kind of feel that right now in this season of life where it's like booking this role and being in the show. I'm like, see, because obviously chasing the dream is like a dream. So you're working towards it.
Right.
And so it's like, I'm going to get there. I don't care what it takes. I'm going to get there. So when you get there and I'm in it right now, it's like, oh shit, see what happens when you do risk it, when you do go and try. Like, you wouldn't be here if you didn't risk it and if you didn't try and if you didn't put yourself out there. Right. And I was like, man, girl, you got in front of your own way for so long and you wouldn't go out to auditions because you were so set on never acting again. And now look at you. You got out of your own way and now look, you're living what you wanted to do. But I was in why would I block my own way? I was just so scared.
Then that's fair. Obviously. It's scary to do stuff. And it's also, and again, like when you aren't, because then if you make that choice right and you fall flat on your face, you really don't have anybody to blame but yourself too. I think that's the other thing as well, is that like, you can't be like, well, my mom and dad told me this and it didn't work. See, all my boyfriends said whatever and it didn't. See? Yeah. Well, just like.
They're the villains of the story. I'm just gonna.
The villain is the parents. But I mean, well, this is like a whole other conversation for a different day. But I think parents are the villain in a lot of people's stories unintentionally, mostly often, but like
on accident.
On accident.
Yeah.
I mean, being a kid is a traumatic time. And like, whether you have the best parents in the world or not, whatever, like everybody kind of goes through it. And I obviously like your developmental years, how you are as people, like that's all a thing. So I think now that I'm sitting here, I'm like, there are probably a lot of people whose villains in their story are their parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And they still feel that way or something. Because, and here's the thing, I'm sure those parents are like, if they would just listen. And here's the thing, those parents are totally telling you what they think is best for you from their perspective, from what they've lived, which is why when parents are like, don't chase to do that or don't, like, that won't work. I believe you because you have been told that.
Yeah, I believe that for you.
And here's, totally. Totally. So when you're speaking to me and being like, that seems like impossible, I'm like, but in my soul, I feel like I need to do it. So even if you're saying no, I have to.
Right. Yeah. And like in well, I just don't want you to get hurt, or I just blah, 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 blah.
This hurts.
Girl, I'm gonna get hurt.
And this hurts right now. It hurts more when you're not trying to do what you want.
Right. Yep.
It's so much more painful to want to do something and never try. Ugh.
Yeah. Because you're scared or whatever. And then you just like are so regretful because now you're 80 and you're like, damn, well.
I was a freaking villain in my own story. I'm really.
Oh, me too. 100%.
Realizing
I
that.
absolutely was ruining my own shit like for so long.
Yeah.
Still. I'm working on it.
Me to me. And I'm trying.
Yeah.
And I mean, through this whole process, trying to establish constant like routine and just like all this stuff. So
I think it's all the little things, right? Of like making an effort and an active like choice to be like, I know that I need to get however many hours of sleep. I need to eat these meals. I need to do this. I need to whatever. And you're like, right, but I want to do the other thing. And sometimes you pick the other things and, you know, you suffer the consequences and it's fine. But like, it's like that forever.
Right.
For everything. And it goes back to what we were saying in the beginning where there's like, you make the choices to live the life that you want to live every day, right? You forgot to put on deodorant. Well, you know, had you maybe set out that if you know you forget every day for deodorant, then you need to establish a routine to set the deodorant on the thing so that you know you need to do it.
I literally put one in my car.
Right. Because or you can just be like, well, I just forget the deodorant. I just forget, so I don't know. Or you could help yourself.
I know. And you know yourself. It's like,
yeah.
I'm out of sight, out of mind. So I have to put it in my view.
Right.
If I can't see it, guys, oh my God, I have forgotten, which is why I'm like, how do I put my deodorant in my face? Do I put it like right by my keys before I exit? And I'm like, yes. Because it's on my dresser. It's clearly there.
Right.
I see it.
It's just.
But it just gets past.
Right.
With my keys.
So to help yourself.
In my car.
Because you're the only person that has to deal with your sweaty pits and your stinky pits. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
totally.
That's a you problem and you can fix it. Or you can be like, well, I'm just the girl that forgets the deodorant. Sorry.
Yeah. And if I don't handle myself, then I start affecting everyone.
Tea. Shit. That's deep.
So.
That's deep.
Just know that when you aren't.
When you're not putting your fucking deodorant on, we can smell you.
When you're not looking at yourself and checking in and being like, hey, where could I be a little bit better? Where could I try? Girl, don't even be try. I'm just begging for the try. And I feel like I'm so preachy about it because I didn't feel that way. And so now that I'm here, it feels insane. And I'm like, just try.
Yeah.
Please, for
because
me.
If you, I mean, and if you don't, you know, try to better yourself or even just try to do the things for yourself, that does affect people, right? The people that love you, the people that are rooting for you, the people that are like investing in you or whatever. It's like, then you start affecting others and like that's a whole other thing. But you're right. Like it's the same thing with the deodorant. If you don't figure out a way to wear it, people are like affected by that. Absolutely. And if you don't figure out a way to like get your life together or figure it out to live your best life, that's going to affect the people that you love and the people that love you.
And all you can do is try your best. And I promise the people around you will appreciate that. Remy Cruz tells us to drink our water. 20 whatever says, put on the deodorant.
Right. Take this second right now. Pause this episode. Put your deodorant in. Put your deodorant on. And we're back. Okay.
Me, right now in the moment. No. Did I put it on this morning? I did.
Okay, great. I did bring some.
I did too.
Okay, great.
You brought it for me.
I did?
Because you never
I didn't know. I just didn't know.
You are such a real
I mean, and you know me. I always, if I do one thing, it is absolutely put deodorant on. Can you see it? Yep, always. Degree. We're waiting. We're waiting.
Degree, sponsor us, please.
So like you mentioned, in this new season of life that you're in, you're really trying to go balls to the wall, stay present, etc. Do you feel like you're in a new season? Like, do you feel like you've got new characters, a new plot line? Like, or are you still continuing out a season you're already in?
Totally. This is a brand new season. And I think the new season comes, I can feel the new season because I can feel myself trying to implement a new habit, like a new habit system in my new routine. Because currently what I was doing with my life, the habits and routine are not, what's the word? Sustainable? Sustainable. Right, sustainable. Because what I was doing before wasn't sustainable. So I feel like this new season of life is like, wake up. I have to jump rope outside and sing. I have to move my body because I have to get my stamina up for a production.
Right.
But that is something that you should be doing, Paloma, me to me, every single day because you want to be a performer. So let's insert that new habit. So I'm trying to really just like set a new schedule for my life. And because there's so much new show, new castmates, new friends come with that. And just like I just feel like it's a new opportunity situation chapter kind of thing. I don't even know. It's just, I feel
like a new season of a TV show.
Yeah. And I just feel like so much is coming and I'm like seeing the previews and I'm like, oh my God. So now it's like the highlight reel. Now I'm just getting ready for it. So definitely new season with new routine, which I think is so important because what you do every single day is what makes up the whole pie. And I think that that's where I was really losing myself on my daily, on the big goal. So now that I can like fix that little teeny little thing of my daily routine, I think that that's really helping this new season be so successful and help the star really be prepared for what needs to happen. So and also now that I'm at rehearsal, I have to be like eating in a certain way. So it's like, that is something so minor, but your eating schedule is huge. Not you looking down. Why? Because your eating schedule is so what? You're not.
I'm just struggling.
Yeah.
I talked about it. I'm just struggling to figure out the balance of it all. And like, it's been hard, but I know it's so important, obviously.
It's so hard, dude.
Yeah.
And then you just like hit this thing where you're like, I have to put something in place. Like I have to. And up until this point, I haven't. Like I had a loose schedule. No, I like need it. And I can feel how older people are like, I like to just get back into my rhythm, my
I can't wait to get back to my routine. I mean, like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? You just sound old. Yeah. But like, here we are.
And I think I'm starting to sound old, but I want to get back into my routine. And I'm so excited to establish a routine that makes me feel successful for this new season. So a lot of new, just so much new that I'm like, everything.
Yeah. I mean, same. Yeah. I mean, obviously we're starting the show, obviously meeting new people, new routines, everything. I think also like my breakup kind of ended that chapter and like dealing with that and then starting the new one with the new show and like all of this, like all the things that all the events, like all of that happened. Like, and it honestly felt like a clear, like, all right, this is the season finale. All right, episode 1.
Yeah.
Of season 28, I guess I can call it because I just had my birthday also. So season 28, it's giving Grey's Anatomy. Never ends. Seasons forever. But yeah, which also so side note, I started rewatching Grey's Anatomy again.
Oh, well, I'll be sending you tissues.
And I don't know what this is for. I don't know. I talked to my mom about it. She was like, don't you think you have enough going on right now? I was like, not this read, girl. I was like, don't do this. I was like, but I definitely do have things going on that I definitely don't need any other reasons to be like sobbing my eyes out all the time. But maybe I do. Maybe I just need something more. I just need to feel it, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
Well, please keep me updated as it progresses because I do like to know what season
of course.
You're on.
And I will, like we've talked about before, be dropping off when I drop off. I'm not gonna try to no.
We mentioned this on the last one.
Yes.
Go back.
Yeah, go back to the Desert Island Media episode because we talked about that. But
yeah, and there's a little bit of spoilers if you haven't seen Grey's Anatomy yet.
Spoilers.
Spoiler: Ms. Pompeo took the bag. She ran.
Yeah, literally.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I feel like there was a clear ending of the season and a start of a new season, and I'm very interested to see what the season has for me. It's been unpredictable as fuck this entire time. Like
the bingo
the second
card?
It started, I'm like, oh my god, a show, metas in my DMs. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, it's just so much has happened, and I'm excited to see. But also exciting things come, and as life is, there's highs and there's lows. So I'm sure I'll have moments of like, damn, I'm in the trenches.
Yep. And we appreciate these really, really highs because we do feel a lot and we feel those lows. So it's like really good to really marvel and like relish in these like really high highs.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you viewers out there, what season of life are you currently about to enter? Are you exiting?
Are you in the middle?
Are you in the middle of a season? Are we on a cliffhanger?
Right. Well, those some seasons that end like to be continued, then you have to wait a whole year.
Yes.
Are you there?
Are you there?
Are you the
God? It's me, Fiona.
Shrek the musical.
We couldn't
Great
get
show.
through an episode without singing. I don't think we have just yet, so that was necessary.
No, we definitely sang so much in the last episode.
Oh, well, then I'm glad that we sprinkled some here.
You brought up No Hands.
Yes. The old Waka Flocka.
The old Waka Flocka flay.
So make sure to comment those below. And if you have a woo girl moment that is extra, extra special that you want to celebrate, please put it in our Google form that is below.
Okay. And speaking of woo girl moment, I have one right here from Emma. Emma says, my woo girl moment this week is respecting myself enough to set some healthy boundaries. I also feel like I'm slowly coming out of my postpartum depression, and that's for sure helping with everything. Woo! Emma, yes.
Emma.
Yes.
Baby.
Okay, so maybe you are ending this season and entering, your new season of postpartum that is happier, healthier, feeling a little bit better. Potentially, let us know.
Totally. So looking forward to hearing your update.
Yes.
Seeing your update and all these woo girl moments. I'm like so excited to see where everyone's at.
I know.
So please do make sure to comment what season you are on, what you're up to, and everything you want to celebrate in our woo girl form. Get that woo girl in the Google form. Please make sure you are following us on Instagram and TikTok, and you are subscribed here on YouTube and following us on where you can listen to podcasts. And we will see you next Wednesday.
Bye.
Please note that this episode may contain paid endorsements and advertisements for products and services. Individuals on the show may have a direct or indirect financial interest in products or services referred to in this episode.